G'day everyone, Prep Aussie here. I hope you're all well in whatever part of the world you're watching this video. Today is Sunday, the 13th of July, and the time here is 09:15 Australian Eastern Standard Time. All right, folks, plenty to get through, so let's get into it. Here is my sponsor, Totally Rawsome, who make golden activated turmeric paste and other products. They even make stuff for your dogs and your pets. Now, I want to clarify something about this. Well, let me go down here first. They make a whole heap of products. Like I said to you, I've used this stuff. It is fantastic. But I want to clarify something about it in a second. This is where you find them. And obviously, the website is up there, totallyrawsome.com.au. And the phone number is 0433 165 848. info@totallyrawsome.com.au. Okay, I think this is important. Somebody pointed out to me on my last video, I do use this stuff, turmeric paste, and it's bloody good. Now, I said on my last video that I had to have a knee op and everything else. It works for inflammation and reduces your pain somewhat, I find. And other people who I've recommended it to also find the same thing. Now, I had to have a knee op because I was stupid enough to jump off something and crush my cartilage badly and actually ripped it off the bone. So turmeric paste wasn't going to fix that. It was still helping with the inflammation, pain, etc. But, you know, in the end, I was taking so many meds to try and I was up to about 8 or 10 Panadols a day trying to mitigate the pain. And it was getting caught in the joint, which was even worse. So it had nothing to do with turmeric paste. Turmeric paste worked fine up until I jumped off the wall and snapped it off, my cartilage off. All right. In my last video, I said I was going to talk to you guys about some economic stuff. So this video is basically based on that and what the world is doing to Russia and why they're doing it to Russia. So I'm going to give you the website. It's not me making this stuff up. This is Trading Economics website. So you would think that the people who are doing it are economists of sorts. I'm just showing you their facts and figures, which a lot of people use. So if you want to point the finger at anyone, point it at them, not me. I'm showing you what they've written or what's in their graphs. Okay, so let's go on to that. Okay, so this is the Trading Economics website. Now, it's not hard to understand this website if you know anything about what you want to read. Obviously over here, commodities on the right, index, stocks, forex, crypto, bond, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So if you want to find out what the bond market's currently doing, you click on bonds. Oops, sorry. It'll give you crude, etc., etc. Don't know why that's not working actually. It should be. Oh, we'll find out in a second. Now, and it keeps you up to date with the monthly inflations, etc., etc. Now, what we're looking for is down here, this bit here. Now, this is each country by country, excuse me, read across the top, GDP, GDP growth, interest rate, inflation rate, jobless rate, government budget, blah, debt to GDP, which is the one I always talk about. Current account deficit, okay, populations. So, as you can see, if you're in this, looking at this aisle here or this row here, it's not great. Now, if you remember, and this is important, Please remember this. Anything over 50 is bad, very bad. Anything above 50 is really bad. You have a short window of opportunity. From what I've learned and what I've listened to from other economists, etc., you have a very small window once you get over 50 to reverse it back down below 50, because it's a self-feeding entity. Once you go into the higher debt, you have to make more debt to supply more debt, unless you figure out a way to reduce your deficit. Okay? I hope that's okay, what I just said. If it's not, let me know. Pretty sure that's how it works out. Now, the problem is once you go past 50, or say 60, then you're in a bit of trouble. So let me show you how bad things are. Okay, so this is America. America's at 124.3 currently. Might be more than that, who knows? I'm basing this off what these figures are here. Sorry, hang on a sec. Now, if you go through every country, it's terrible. Look at Japan, 236. Now remember, I said anything above 50, and even more importantly, 60 is really bad. These guys are at 236. Think about that. India, 81.59, and they're supposed to be a burgeoning economy. United Kingdom, nearly 100%. France, 113. Italy, 135. You get the point. So, why is everyone attacking Russia? And I've already told you, the reason they're attacking Russia, and that absolute bozo, what's his name? Lindsay dipshit Graham. God, I hate politicians. He came out the other day and he said, or a couple of months ago, he said, we want Russia's oil and resources. Now, remember I said in the last video, no, before I say it, remember recently, Russia, America and Ukraine signed an agreement, a minerals agreement, so that Ukraine could keep getting supplied with ammunition, etc., from America. So America effectively now owns, well, let's be honest, they own it. The majority of resources in America, especially mineral resources and farmland, in Ukraine. Last week, I showed you, or I told you, you can find it on Google. It's not hard to find. Russia took the biggest lithium mine in the world in Ukraine. So Russia now owns that mine, which is supposed to be owned by, guess who? America. So imagine the Americans are pretty pissed off. And what's the number one commodity at the moment, apart from gold and silver? Lithium. Why? Because everyone's going to batteries. Guys, this game that everyone's playing with this so-called Ukraine-Russia war is nothing to do with how bad Russia is or anything else. It's only about resources. Russia has $150 trillion worth of resources in their land. And the Americans and everyone else don't want Russia to have any more, which is Ukraine. And as I said, it's the most fertile land in the world. That's why they don't want them to have it. Nothing else. It's, they can preach all day about what they think and everything else, but it's got nothing to do with that. So, watch this and you'll understand, or listen to this and I'll show you on this Trading Economics, why they want to destroy Russia. Now you can send me back, it's just some people. You can send me back any comments you like about, oh, well, they're in sanctions and they've got inflation and blah, 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 blah. They don't give a shit. They literally don't give a shit. And I'm going to show you why they don't give a shit. This is Russia. These guys are killing it, folks. Sorry, wrong one. This is Russia here. Their inflation rate is 9%. Their interest rate, yeah, it's 20%. But walk over here, folks. Look at the government budget, minus 1.7. Debt to GDP, 16.4. Compare that to Japan, 236. Does that sound like a clown show to you? Or does that sound like a country that's being pretty well run? The Russians have always had high interest rates. And the reason they always have high interest rates is because they don't want their inflation rate to get out of control. Because that's what they do. And they live with it. They've been doing this for years, folks. Look at the inflation rates here, 2.4. It's 9.9 in Russia. Are these figures doctored? I don't know. But it's on Trading Economics' website. So you guys be the judge. Interesting to note the current account deficit for Russia is 2.9. Everyone else is virtually zero. Or 5.7 in Germany. United States is minus 3.9. Now, here's the other thing. Look at the GDP growth. Minus 0.50, 1.2 in China. These guys are actually literally collapsing except for India. And look at Russia, even though they've got sanctions, minus 8.0. So they're basically the same as these countries that are putting sanctions on them. This is a clown show, folks. So the reason why the Russians don't care is because the Russians have a shitload of resources, a shitload of money, and can boost up their debt to levels that we would not even be able to think of, folks. If their debt to GDP ratio is 16, they can literally start printing money tomorrow and not even get to 25%. But America and Japan, America's at 100, what was it, 134? Japan's at 234, was it the other way around? 124 and 236. Japan's so bad now, they have to sell their American debt. They have to sell it because they're going broke. They are broke. That figure tells you that Japan is technically insolvent because there's no way out of that. It also tells you that America is technically insolvent and any other country that's over 60%, technically, unless you do some radical shit to push your economy basically down to stop inflation, sell everything, sack everyone, no government outlay, nothing. No war machine, nothing. Then you might get back to the basics and start building again. But you are going to literally go through hell if you do that. Can you imagine, say, America, for example, if there's this turkey that's running the place at the moment, literally said to everyone, right, that's it. No more expenditure, which is what you have to do. No more expenditure. Finished. Done. No government spending, no government this, no military industrial complex, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, then you might have a chance. But you are going to be in the world's biggest depression ever. And this is why they're not doing it. And this is why they're going after Russia, because Russia's got everything they want. It's a well-run economy. It's got 150 trillion worth of mineral resources, and they're taking more when they take Ukraine. That's why they're going after it. It's nothing else. There's nothing else to do for it. Because you've got to ask yourself, why? Why are they literally tearing Russia apart? And the Russians have just simply said, no. The European Union and maybe the United States was involved, I don't know. You can read up on this shit. It's on the internet. They literally went to Russia and told them they had to break up the country, the Russian country, to give it to the Europeans because of the resources. You can't have all those resources. That's not right. And Putin, to his credit, said, there's the bird. Next step. So, look, I can only show you this stuff based on those figures. And that's what's happening. It's as simple as that. Any of you who think that America and any of these other countries, Japan, are going to come out of this, even Canada. Canada's 110. So if you're in Canada and you're wondering why your economy's shit, and, it's everybody's fault. We're all pigs at the trough. That includes me, people like us. We were all pigs at the trough. You know, you can't get to 0% interest rates and think everything's great. You have to pay the piper. It's as simple as that. And that's what's going to happen. You're going to pay the piper, and it's going to be messy and it's going to be bad. Eventually, somewhere along the line. I'm sorry, folks, but that's just the cold, hard facts. So, before anyone writes me a comment telling me I'm wrong, write to Trading Economics and tell them they're wrong. And to the person who told me about the interest rates in Russia and everything else, they're irrelevant. The Russians are living with it, as all countries do. You remember when we had the recession we had to have here in Australia, or around the world at the time in the late early 90s. Our interest rates were 18% and it literally broke the country. Credit card rates were like 35%. That was in the early 90s. So I would imagine in Russia, if it's at 20% the interest rate, they're learning to live with it. But here's the other thing. Because they're going into war, their production machines and everything else are at full bore. So there's virtually no unemployment in Russia. So everyone's working. Whereas when we had it here, everyone was out of work. You couldn't get a job to scratch your ass. That's how bad it was. And that was worldwide. So what happens to Russia? They've got full employment with 20% interest rates. And then they'd rather put up their interest rate than to put up their debt because they've got the money to pay for their debt. They've got all the resources. Everyone knows that. It's not a mystery. Righto. Okay, I want to show you something else. Last week, I was watching something. Look, I wasn't even watching it. It just came up. I wasn't really interested. And then something happened which made me realise something about all these planes flying over with dumping stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say, I'm not going to use the algorithm. And that is that it's not being run by the governments. It can't be. It's being run by somebody else, and I don't know who it is. And I'm going to prove that to you right now. So here, and I live in southeast Queensland, Gold Coast, they have literally been pumping the sky every day, literally every second day. And it's cold here. We're actually having a winter this year, which we haven't had in 4 years. It's been that hot. But this year you can see I've got a jumper on this morning. It's actually what we would call cold. But they have literally been dumping the sky with crap every day, every single day, Dilly. So I've got some pictures that I want to show you. Now, this video that I was watching, which started to raise questions in my head, is actually from Russia. It was this thing about, it was just a nondescript bloody video that just, the YouTube shit that just plays. I think I went to brush my teeth. It was 9 o'clock at night. I brushed my teeth, and the video must have clicked over and started playing. And anyway, it caught my interest straight away because of the sky. So this video or the pictures that I'm going to show you is from this video that I took a picture of. That video was uploaded 10 days ago from Russia. So this happened now. It's in their summer, and it was all about immigrants moving to Russia, etc. Blah blah blah. And it was mystifying to me. So in the middle of this, as you'll see, explain this to me. They're lobbing missiles at Russia via US, Germany, blah, 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 blah. So watch the sky in Russia and then ask yourself the question, well, who's doing this shit? Is it the Russians? Are the Russians doing it to themselves? I doubt that. Are the world governments in collusion where they're saying, yeah, it's okay to do this anytime you want? I can't see the Russians are saying yes. But simultaneous on two different hemispheres, north and south at the same time? Because the pictures I'm going to show you were literally the same time. I'm going to show you a picture of the sky at my place and the pictures of the skies in Russia. So this is the picture of my place. You can clearly see all the chemtrailing. Shouldn't have said that word. There you go. And this has been going on for weeks now. Literally weeks. They're doing it every single day. And the majority of the time they're doing it out west, and it floats over east because that's predominantly where the wind patterns are this time of year. And it's interesting to note that we now have the highest sea temperatures ever recorded off the coast. So who's doing it and why? I don't know. But it is an absolute worry. It's just happening all the time, folks. You can clearly see one of the lines here, big through. Now, this is the video that I was talking about. This is in Russia. And this was uploaded 10 days ago. So look behind you here. Now, does that not seem odd to anybody else but me? The country, apparently, that we're at war with, everyone's at war with, has mass sky dumping at the moment. Okay, so this is the another video of Russia. This was from the same video, and there's countless videos in this, like pictures, like the whole video is full of this. Now look at that, folks. Does that not seem odd to anybody else that at the exact same time that apparently, okay, folks, as always, we'll finish with the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive them that trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, for ever and ever. Amen. Sorry, folks, I had one more thing that I had to say to people in southeast Queensland, Palm Beach, Currumbin, Tugun, Coolangatta, Burleigh. If you live in these areas, um, go outside and watch the sky from 6:30 onwards every night, and watch all the drones that are flying around at the moment. These are big drones, guys. Big drones. You can't miss them. It's baffling me. I've been watching them now for a month. I don't know where they're going, what they're doing. They're traditionally flying from south to north. You can't miss them because they've got a green light. Airplanes have red. These are big drones with white and green lights on them. It's become so bizarre. I have no words to actually tell you why it's happening or anything, but they're there every night. If you go outside and you look up about 6:30 till about 8 o'clock, they're there. Who knows? Anyway, till the next video, God bless, prep out.